Hello, Shadeus Glavor here from Define, and I'm really sorry for my slacking, but I've been in Spain and there have been some other stuff both in game and real life, so really haven't had time, but finally we can go on with it. So let's start. This is CoE Path 1, and we ran into this little corner here to the left, and meanwhile, while we are waiting here, the thief is pulling both groups. So we just can kill everything off here, and it's nice to have reflection on those Ice Broads Colossums, because you will do a hell lot of damage when you reflect that. Else maybe just Tremor, or yeah, it should not be a problem. So I started off with Greatsword there and then went back to my stacking weapons, tried to stack a bit Bloodlust here in the beginning as well. At this part, you need to, if you don't want to kill this champion here and these other mobs, then you just need to get him close to the ending. So when you run out of that, he will go back, so just try to cripple him, and nothing bad will happen to the NPC, so it's really easy. Just run past, move with them slowly, cripple them. When you see the NPC reached like the first entrance to this tunnel there, then you guys can just start running towards the end of this room, so the NPC doesn't stop and follow you there as well. I don't know what this mob was doing here, that rarely happens. Anyway, we had Ice Broad for that. I don't really know what you should run here, like you have to swap a lot. There's Undead, there's Ice Broad, there's Inquest, so we're just swapping, but if you're gonna run with one, maybe Undead would be the best. So swapping to on my marks here, because the other two warriors are running with banners. And this boss on path 1 is really easy, doesn't have anything like you should care about. The Guardian is knocking him to the wall, so everyone can just damage him. It gets a little bit tougher on path 2 and 3 though. So I'm swapping to Inquest slaying, because we're gonna fight some golems here. So what you should look for is, if you want to line of sight them outside, just see where the J golem is, since he's ranged. So that's what Menno did now, and he's around this left corner, so that's why we are standing here. And it's basically just to kill them, blind them. It should be no problem, unless you don't pull someone here. So you only need 2 to jump over. If you have swiftness, it's really easy to just press sidewards and jump all the time, because then you will get a good flow on your jumping. And if you don't have swiftness, you might want to like stop from time to time between your jumps in order to land perfectly. So here, just count down. They still haven't fixed this. You only need 2 person to get over the laser field there, since the right side can be pressed at both can be pressed at the same time. So what you can do here is cleave the protection turret and the boss at the same time. And to make it easier to get a good target, or you will always hit both of them, is to just target the cleansing ahead of you. that will make it much easier to hit both instead of trying to find yourself into the perfect spot. Also, the Guardian brings down the retaliation, so we don't have to worry about killing ourselves. Else, he just puts out these stun fields. As long as you don't walk outside the circle, or if you're trying to walk in, you won't be stunned. So it's not too bad at Mark Golem there. The safest way to do this is one time and then kill off the 3 golems, and then do it 4 times while one is protecting. So when these golems spawns, we line of sight them here at the left side. And now the last one didn't come there, but the one in front, the Guardian can just pull together with his greatsword. So as soon as you kill those, then I will defend now, while the other 4 are clicking on the same time. And I like to put axe enough in there to just spin around and make sure everything dies real quick. You can't do this with, for example, Thieves Guild if you want to go 5 at once, or like Hounds of Balthasar. None of those will attack unless you are attacking yourself. However, if the party have the flame or the fire elemental and maybe some turrets, it can be done that way too. But we just wanted to show you off how you do it the safest way, and that everyone can do no matter what. So choose alternative 2, else you're gonna have to fight a lot of deadly mobs here. You just want to skip those, so just have to be evil for once. And go into this corner, and the Guardian will knock subject Alpha towards us. And one reason why you want to stand against a wall, so you can stay really close to him. You don't have to mind those circles that came out there. You might just step on the small one. Doesn't hurt you for that much. And as you saw in the beginning, when those burning projectiles fell from the floor, we just dodged that, because that might hurt a bit. And directly after this you will face Bjarl, and you need to make him run into the wall and knock himself out, else he will have this buff so you don't do any damage on him. And he will do that in the beginning, so just stand where I stand, throw one axe, and he will charge, then dodge back. Never line of sight him, because then he won't knock himself. And now is a good time to just go with Tremor in turns, and there will spawn some fields, some frost fields on the grounds. When they trigger, you just have to get out of them. You will have time to do that. Also, he thrust his greatsword, which you easily can dodge. So now he's knocked himself, and we go in and just try to do as much damage as we can. And also use Tremor then, because we want to try to keep him knocked down. With good rotation of that, you can keep him down, so you don't only have to do this like twice. Or you can use spiky fruits as well and just keep him perma knocked down. That's a possibility too, if someone in the party has that. So the last subject Alpha, and again against a corner, and not too much to watch out for. Just get him, always stand on this corner because he might run around a bit, but he will always come back here, so if people start moving, then you're just gonna have a trouble getting him back against the wall. And he got these worms that he heals when he eats. He heals himself when he eats, but you will just cleave them as well. So yeah, it's not much more than that. If you guys have any questions, then feel free to ask. And I see you guys on Path 2.